my name is Matt, and I love white tennis shoes. I'm a white tennis shoe addict.
Hi, I'm Dina Renee, and I'm a pop singer that can really creepily sound like Britney Spears. I think I did it again.
Welcome to the Down to Date podcast. This is the podcast where we bring two complete strangers into the podcast studio and see if they are match made in podcast heaven. We are acting as if we are flies in the wall on a first date. They can't get any more fun than that, so make sure you guys stay tuned and I will introduce our first contestants. All right, thank you, Matt and Dina, for joining me in the podcast studio. We're gonna get down to date. You guys ready?
It's gonna happen.
For all this craziness?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. So the first section of our little podcast here is story time. So you want to kind of get all the surface level questions out of the way. You're going to be telling me your life story in 1 minute.
Okay.
Oh, my God.
I know. It's intimidating. It is intimidating, but I have faith in both of you. I think, Matt, you're going to go first.
All right.
Are you ready?
Perfect.
All right. Yes, I'm ready.
1 minute
Taking a
on the
deep breath.
clock. On your mark, get set, go.
Okay, I was born into a military family. We lived around all over the place, so we never lived in one place for very long. I started in Oklahoma. We went to Germany. We lived in Kenya. We lived in Panama and Latin America, New York, Florida, California, Tennessee, Kentucky, all over the place. So I was really nerdy in school. I always kind of liked school. Oh, is it almost done already?
Oh, no, you're
no,
still.
you keep going.
Oh,
Oh,
okay.
wait.
Oh, yeah. No, I'm halfway done.
You're
I'm
halfway done.
Okay,
Yeah.
I'm halfway done. So
Very observant.
because we were growing up all over the place, we didn't have YouTube or Netflix or anything like that. So when we were living overseas, my mom would come back and she would have a box of VHS and a box of books. So that's how I fell in love with books and movies, and that carried on till now. I do a lot of writing, so I write, I tell stories, and that's where that comes from. So there we go.
Oh, my God, that was beautiful.
Ta-da!
That's me in a nutshell.
You got 5 seconds left. So great. You got so much in there.
I did it.
Military family.
Yeah.
You've traveled so much.
All over the place.
Wow. Where was your favorite place that you've lived?
It is LA. I love living
Really?
here. So I've lived here for several years. I really, really like it. But probably the wildest place that we lived was Kenya. Like living in Kenya was super cool.
I have a couple friends actually that live in Kenya, and I've never been, but
You should go.
Yeah, it seems like I definitely want to visit.
It's wild.
Yeah.
Let's go.
I
Let's
love
go
wild
there.
We'll go.
places.
We'll go. That'll be a
I'll go
second
on
date.
trip. All right,
Second
guys,
date.
bye.
And Kendall's
Kenya.
still going to come with us.
Man, so you find yourself in LA, and you're a children's book author, correct?
Yes. So for the longest time, I wrote like middle grade teen kind of fiction. But lately, the last couple of years have really been focused on more like television writing. So
Ooh, I was gonna say teen, so you're all about that romance.
no, not
Oh,
not
come
a lot of
on,
romance.
teen? No.
No, not Twilight.
Oh, okay.
Oh,
I was gonna
God.
say,
No, not
whenever I think of
Twilight.
like
No.
a teen book, I think of budding romances,
No.
puberty, going wild.
That only started with like the Twilight stuff. So
That's true.
which was very popular. Maybe if I was smarter, I would.
There's like a subtle
written
bit of
I
something.
would write like a
sexuality.
self-help book for teens, you know?
Yes.
Like to
Chicken
love yourself.
soup for the soul.
Yeah.
I think
Yeah.
we've got an idea there. That's
Yes.
No.
it's a good start.
Yeah. Okay, awesome.
All right,
okay,
cool.
Dina, are you ready? Can you follow that?
I talk way too much, and my stories are so long. This is going to be really hard. Okay, let's
I
try.
have full faith that you will get your life story in 1 minute.
Okay.
All right, and your mark, get set, go.
All right, so I'm from Knoxville, Tennessee. I lived there my entire life in the same house. My parents, my mom was a coal miner's daughter, and my dad was the son of a preacher. I wanted to be a singer since I was 3 years old. I heard Mariah Carey, and I taught myself how to play piano, started writing songs, was really, really shy about it because both my brother and my sister also did music as well, and they kind of made fun of me a little bit. So I ended up just growing up. I was the youngest. My sister and brother are 5 and 9 years older than me. Went to school, went to University of Tennessee. Then my mom got really sick, and I didn't know what to do. I ended up, after I graduated, I managed a guest store. And then I came here, asked the universe for 3 signs whether or not I should be here. My store closed, my house got bulldozed, and then my mom was cancer-free at the time. So that's why I moved to LA to be a singer and actress after school. And I think I have 3 seconds. And my biggest fears have already come true in life. And that's why I'm
That
here.
was so
Yeah.
great, though.
Man,
That was
Wow.
sad.
So
Yeah.
great.
Well, yeah, that was okay.
Yeah, those are
Good.
3
Your
signs.
story should be a book.
That's
That should-
true.
You've got a great story.
There's more sad things I left out. No, I'm just kidding.
Well, you only had a minute, so
The first date, we're going to get to all the sad things and all the crazy stuff, but Tennessee. So how long have you been in California?
I've been here, it'll be 8 years, oh my God, in December. But when I came out here, I was kind of like back and forth because my mom, like her cancer, it came back, and it was just, I was a mess like when I met you on that show because I was just like, what am I going to do if anything happens to my mom? So I was back and forth literally half of every year. I would go back like 3 or 4 months at a time. So I basically call it, I think I feel like I've really been here 4 technically years. Like,
Yeah,
but,
because you were in and out in the beginning.
yes. So, but yeah, I just know this is like where I was always supposed to be. And like, I know that without my mom's help, I wouldn't have even gotten here. And it's amazing that I'm still alive after losing her and everything. So after losing my mom, I've just been really focusing on my music and like doing the things I was scared to always do, like performing live because I felt like I didn't have enough songs. And now I perform live everywhere and it's really fun. But yeah, so that's kind of my story. That's longer than a minute.
Well, you've conquered it all. I mean, I feel like when you first moved to LA, it's already difficult enough to try to live in the city and to have the combination of all that going on in your life. It is admirable that you are still here and still kicking it and making it happen.
No idea how, but
Yeah.
Are we going to get to hear you sing today?
No pressure, but sing. No, I was kidding.
Yeah, no, it's like, I'm not even the host. We don't even have the bucket of, you know.
This is a song I wrote when I first moved here. It's called All in Front of You. Everything you ever wanted and the thing you ever needed is right here with me. And the chorus is like, it's all in front of you. No matter what you do, it's all in front of you. That's a song about being in the friend zone.
Wow.
Happens a lot. I'm always hoarse. I have a really good Macy Gray impression. It's like, yeah.
No, you have like a really smoky kind of voice. That's amazing.
Those are the sexiest voices,
Yeah.
I will say, with like the hoarseness, because I've always wished my voice is a little bit hoarse, so I can like, you know, kind of that smooth, like smoky sound. I like it.
That was
Thank
great.
I like it. All
I can't
right.
believe you
I'm
were ever
very
shy
insecure.
about singing. 'Cause
Right?
I pretty much just would make fun of myself and do impersonations of people when I came out here, I did stand-up comedy. Like that was one of the things I did. But so that was kind of my thing.
Stand-up comedy is I would venture to say one of the hardest things to do in front of people.
I don't know how I did that, but the lights are on you. You can't see anything. So then you just tell a couple stories, sing a couple impersonations, and pretend that didn't happen. Get off the stage.
Yeah, you were saying that when you're. I had an impersonation earlier of Britney Spears, and I was very blown away. It was very good.
I think I did it again. We sing from the same place. I just sing like her.
No, that was
the
it though.
same-
Like
we have the
totally, even
same
in just a
song,
couple of
right?
notes.
Halloween costume set.
Every time,
Yeah.
yeah.
Oh, are you always Britney?
I just like to be blonde. I like
Yeah.
wigs. Wigs are great.
You gotta switch it up. You know,
Yeah.
I'm thinking about getting down with a wig this year too.
Oh, I have a lot. You can borrow some.
Really? Thank
I
you.
have tons.
Thank you. All right, so if singing in front of everybody wasn't scary enough,
Yeah.
and I really admire you singing in front of us, I loved it.
I was impressed.
We are now going to do something very scary. Well, you have to do something very scary.
All right.
This is the jar of questions you never want to bring up on a first date.
Okay.
So we're gonna have Matt go first.
Now, am I pulling the one that I'm going to ask her, or am I answering
You both
this
have
one?
you both have to answer it. You're both
Oh, we
not
both
getting
have
away
to
from
answer
it, but you can answer it first.
All right, I'm just going right on
You're
top.
fine. I already told you my mom passed away, which is not something you tell someone on a first date either. So.
I feel like that's something that should be
That's
said
my
on the
story,
first date,
yeah.
right? Yeah.
Oh, okay. Well, this one's really thoughtful. So, what are the 2 biggest lessons you've learned from previous relationships? I mean, definitely be honest faster. Like, is probably one. Like, you know, don't let things sit in the back of your mind for a really long time when you know it's, you know, maybe the energy's off, or it's like, wow, I feel like I should say this. You know, say it faster.
And I feel like there's a story behind that one.
Well, I mean, there's no dramatic story behind that. But, you know, like, for example, if the person you're dating is vegan and you like meat, like, and you're just sort of like, is this going to be an issue? And you just sort of leave that in the back there.
You don't want to build resentment.
Yeah, just
that's
ask
the
at
important
the beginning.
thing.
Be upfront, yeah.
Exactly. Just ask at the beginning. Like, is it cool if I eat steaks all the time? And if it's not, then
No death stares during
yeah,
dinner.
no
Because it can be an issue
judgment
later.
stares.
Yeah.
Second biggest lesson that I've learned is never do dinner on the first date.
Really?
Never do dinner on the first
Why
date.
not do dinner on the first date? I always feel like that's like the classic first date.
So there's a couple of reasons not to do dinner on the first date. One, you're stuck for the full length of dinner.
That's
like
true.
if it's turned south, like whatever, you can finish a drink a lot faster than you can finish a meal. So, you know,
True.
whether it's a coffee or whatever, like you can
I think
hit
a lot
the
of this
eject
stems
button.
from the vegan.
No, she was very sweet. She was very sweet. And like I said, we didn't go out to eat very often because but also, you know, just if you're dating to meet someone and you're going to go on like 6 or 7 or 8 kind of first dates or whatever, like dinner's expensive in Los Angeles.
Yeah.
Like,
that's true.
I don't want to seem cheap or anything, but it's
No, but
if
it's
you
a lot
take
to
take 8 people out to first dinner, like
it's
that's
16
a lot.
meals.
That's a lot.
Double that. It's 16
and
meals.
I do feel like I'm old fashioned in that I think the guy should pay for the first few times. Like,
and no one wants to eat food in front of the person when you're meeting them for the first time, right?
Exactly.
Like, even if it's a salad,
awkward.
it's just like.
So I think coffee or a drink or even like a short hike. Like,
yeah, the hike is a good one.
Yeah.
I take everyone to karaoke.
That I will
All right,
say
I would
that
not
is the
put that on
ultimate,
the first
the best first date is karaoke.
Wonder why I'm single.
What are your 2 things you've learned from a past relationship?
It's hard because I feel like I really fell in love with somebody that I found out had an anger problem. And that was really scary for me because it was like, once I'm in love with somebody, like I don't want to give up on them. So I guess kind of letting go, like once you feel like the first sign of knowing they have an anger problem, like run, like you have to know the moment someone calls you a name or something that's bad, like leave then and like don't think that it's going to change because it could get worse, So I think that was a lesson. Like now, like if I see a red flag, like literally I dated a guy recently that he sent me like a long text that was crazy, and I was like, nope, never gonna see
Those
this guy
paragraph
again.
texts are never a good thing.
No, like for a guy that sends a long text, that's so strange. But anyways, it was something like I can just tell right away now if somebody has an anger problem. Like I don't want that. And then probably the next thing I learned would just be I'm the kind of person like if something bothers me, I want to understand like why, because I don't ever want to think the wrong thing. But I think sometimes like I can come off wrong, like in confronting people too much about things. So just kind of not taking, I don't know, just kind of like realizing more so, which I think I have fixed. Like, I don't even know what I'm saying right now.
Kind of like make sure you open up initially as opposed to holding it in. Is that kind of what you're saying? Or
Yeah. I think that's one thing. I love to be like understood. So that's kind of the thing. Like I in the next relationship I get in, I want the guy to literally, if anything ever bothers him, I want him to come to me and not what you were saying. Like, I don't want you to like not tell me because you don't want to deal with the issue and then like blow up later.
Well, there's the fear of thinking you're going to scare someone off by expressing your feelings or hurt their feelings. I think is one of the main things that that's difficult with. So complete transparency.
That's how I am. Yeah,
I would have to say that's something I definitely. Have
and I think a lot of
but it's
people
hard.
can't
It is
handle
scary. It's scary at the beginning to just tell people things about yourself.
Yeah, it's
so,
like these are my feelings. Please don't crush them.
This is the worst thing about me.
Yeah, we're going to be expressing all the feelings here. Dina?
Oh.
Number 2.
Dina's gone deep in there.
Oh, yeah.
Pulling out something
She's not
good.
messing around.
Do you have any health issues? I'm dying. No, I hope not. I have a fake tooth. That's why my teeth look.
Wait, what happened? How'd you?
I've had like 20 something surgeries. I knocked out a tooth when I was 8 years old. I was on a bicycle and my dress blew up, so I let go of the handlebars to pull it down.
I would too.
And I knocked it out.
Yeah, I mean that was the right
Tried
choice.
to
I think.
save it. I've been through like torture. Like I'm not even kidding. But so finally, I was like, give me the whitest shade you guys got because I can't.
It looks great.
It looks great.
I never would have known had you not said that. That was that transparency.
It's a lifelong thing. I have to literally. They're gonna have to be redone every 10 years or something.
Oh, 10 years.
That's not much.
Yeah. So, anyways, it's kind of that would be. And then I had kidney issues when I was a child. I had like bladder reflux. I know it's kind of weird, but yeah, that was the only thing. I never have to pee, so on road trips, I just never have to go. It's fine.
Long flights,
That's
road
a great
trips.
superpower.
I know. I don't. I think that they must still go the wrong direction, but I had I don't know.
You just have a very large
I should
bladder.
probably get that checked out, and probably
if you've not been
I should
peeing for a while,
probably not
you
drink
should tell
alcohol.
someone about that.
Well, we won't have any potty breaks during the podcast, which is great.
Yeah, I don't ever. Yeah, it's fine. But yeah, those could be my health issues for now, and I pray to God I never get colon cancer.
Yes,
so
knock on wood.
we'll see. Yes.
All right, how about you, Matt?
Yeah, no crazy health issues. I do have something artificial in me too. I've got a screw holding my left foot together because I was in a motorcycle accident.
Oh, hey,
So
how'd that
was
happen?
cool.
Motorcycle accident?
Well, it was a drunk driver. It was on San Vicente, and he just kind of lurched out into the road, and I went into the street, and the bike landed on my foot.
Oh, dang.
And then he like lurched off. You know, he left me there, and people
That
had to come
freaking
out of
jerk.
people had to come out of their house and pull me out of the road.
He just left?
He did.
The audacity of that man.
And
or
then,
woman, we don't know.
Where
when they
is
took
he?
me to the hospital, they x-rayed my foot only from the side. And like I guess it looked fine. and they thought I had just sprained my ankle, and they didn't even give me an aspirin. Like, they thought I was just being a big wimp. Like, I had this big cut on my arm, and they were going to send me out. I was in the wheelchair to be rolled out, and I was kind of like rocking back and forth because it was hurting so bad. And the last nurse to look over at me looked at the top of my foot, which had swollen up like this. And so they went in and x-rayed from the top, and my navicular bone had split in half. Like, it was literally broken in half like
Thank
this.
goodness, because if that came untreated, like, you would have been...
Well, I probably would have had, like, a huge lawsuit and
Yeah.
like, have a
dang
big
it.
house
You could
on
make so
the...
much money.
Like,
well, you know, maybe. Well, we're going to bring in another
back into
question.
back into the jar? All
No,
right.
here you
I'm going to
go.
do a different color. I'll do green this time. Okay, yeah. I was like, did I do the green first time? Okay, yes. Green. What is the hardest thing you have had to go through? Man, you really don't want to bring this up on a first date.
Man, these are things that have to get out there in the world.
So, interestingly enough, you know, my dad died of cancer when I was young. I was a kid.
Oh, sorry. I didn't hear that.
Well, you know, I mean, it was a long time ago, but you know, that is one of those things that I don't think it matters how old you get. You're always kind of dealing with it. You know, I mean, there's been other really hard things that I think I've gone through, but you know, that's one that just kind of sticks with you when you lose your parent, especially when you're young, and you know, it's just sort of like it echoes down the corridor of your life or whatever. So I'll go with that one.
Well, how old were you?
I was 6.
6. You're
yeah,
very
I was
young.
young. I was young.
Wow.
So, but you know, I mean, it's influenced like my writing and you know, it's hard to think like, well, you know, would I go back and change that? You know, of course I would, but you know, then would you have ended up the same person? You know, I don't know.
Yeah,
so.
Very true. I almost feel like in a lot of stories, in a lot of writing, death is something that's very prevalent in the beginning, always. And that always spurs like
it does.
a different kind of path, a different kind of
Totally.
lifestyle than you would have had before. So how about you? How about you, Dina?
Gosh. Just honestly, that time in my life right before I moved here, when my mom got cancer, that was like my biggest fear ever. And like when that happened, I didn't think that was gonna ever happen at that time that it did. And so just the fact of like not knowing whether I would still be able to live my life without her, that was the hardest thing. And then after she passed, I'm still numb, honestly. It's been 4 years. So it's kind of something like every day is a little hard, but I didn't cry the day she died because it was something like I was just in shock kind of thing. So the hardest thing was just going through the what if she passed away, how would I even live, you know? And then right before that happened, I had a friend that was murdered, one of my best friends. And that's part of why I moved to LA at the time. Yeah, literally there's like a Dateline NBC about it. It's crazy. But she was literally at my house the day the guy that killed her picked her up from my house. I didn't even know she was seeing him.
Wow.
I get a call the next day from my friend. She's like, please tell me Brooke is at your house. Like, they found a body. I'm like, what are you talking about? You know, and it like that moment to me, honestly, that was the worst day of my entire life.
Yeah.
And it was worse than the day my mom died. It was literally the worst day. And that was the hardest thing. And Brooke really like believed in like my singing and stuff. So I should cry on the first date too.
No.
But yeah, but she really just like after it happened, like I just was like, I've got to get out of this town.
Yeah.
Like here I have like this cute house that I love, but I've got to get out of here. I was like, I feel like my mom is going to be okay. And literally when I got here, she was in remission. So I would have never moved here if my mom wasn't in remission. There's no way. And so that little 3-month time period or whatever it was, and then that happening to Brooke, it really like forced me to be like, God, life is short. This girl was beautiful, had so many things she could have done. Her life was taken for no reason, shot. Like it's just really messed up. So that's like those couple of years, honestly, the hardest time in my whole life really was. And then moving somewhere by yourself was hard. But
yeah, in a lot of ways, I feel like death inspires people who are still living in a lot of ways because you feel like you're faced with your own mortality.
Yeah, and just to be that close to somebody, like, I mean, it was like my best friend, and then it was my mom. Like, I was just like, what? Just to know that you can survive without them is crazy. So now, like, the things I used to care about, like, clothes. If someone borrowed something without asking, I would freak out. Like, now I'm like, take anything you want. Like, literally, I give everything to everyone. Like, I don't care. Like, I don't care about anything anymore.
It's a mental shift, a complete mental shift.
Like, anything I'm, like very sentimental about, I'm like, let's get rid of that. The more you lose, like...
Well, right? You must be super tough. You seem like you're probably double tough.
Yeah, maybe. But that's what my mom used to say.
Oh, Oh, wait, okay, well, we have one more
I hope
question.
we don't
and
have
we're
a
gonna
sad question.
Yeah, we've got to get. We've got to
take
get.
any more of these.
I almost cried.
What colors have we picked so far? Is there a fourth
I
color
love
in there?
crying.
All right, pick a blue one. Pick a blue one. I think the blue.
Yeah, the blue. Oh my God! Why are you still single? What is
What is wrong with you? That question actually is paraphrased. What is wrong with you? Yeah.
Because I'm too much now. Because I tell people that long story probably on the first date. Because I like to be understood. Like I have to tell people exactly everything, so I feel like they get me. But probably because I take them to karaoke and they're like, "What the heck? Like, why are you on the furniture at Barney's Beanery singing?"
That is definitely a
Britney?
daring choice for first date is karaoke.
Yeah.
What's your go-to song?
I like to sing "Circus" by Britney. It just feels right.
I can just, I feel like I'm
first
already
date,
there.
for that
like-
first date karaoke song.
Yeah, I think that they're probably really afraid. They always come back. I'm telling her, I meet really great guys and they disappear and they come back. But, yeah, I don't know. I like to dance around and act like an idiot sometimes. So they might as well see me at my worst in the beginning. That's my motto.
It can only go up from there.
Yeah, I don't like put on I'm like always myself. So I think I might just be too much.
I feel like karaoke would be the best first date.
I do too.
I feel like that just completely shatters all your insecurities if you just go for it. Because you want to maybe be with someone who would just go for it.
Well, the guy
That's how I
doesn't
feel.
have to sing, but I like karaoke bars because LA has a lot of uptight places. Let's be, and I feel like when people are singing, they're going out of their comfort zone. The energy in the room and in the bar the night they have karaoke is just always more fun, even if you're not singing. It's just
I love
people
karaoke.
It's just a good vibe.
Yeah.
What's your threshold for bad singing though with the guy? Like how bad can he be where you'll still go out on a second date with him?
As long as he doesn't think he's like a good singer, like if he makes a joke out of it. Like I had a guy once like play piano. It was a Adele song. I hope he doesn't ever listen to this. And he like really thought he was good. And I'm telling you, he was like, "Never mind, I'll find." Like I can't even explain how
Adele's
bad
a hard
it
one
was.
to tackle. I
Yeah,
mean, like
but-
for a first karaoke song.
As long as like you have to just know, like I know I'm not good at sports, so like I don't really want to play sports. So like if I do, I'm gonna be like, this is gonna be really bad. But like if a guy knows that they're a bad singer and they still go for it, then
Well, I definitely know I'm
Hoorah.
bad.
Yeah,
It's just
that's
the getting.
fine.
It's
Who
just the
cares?
going for it part.
you don't have
Those are the best. Do
they
the
don't
group
have to
song,
sing.
you know?
Yeah.
'Cause I
Like-
don't think it's a bad idea to get really drunk on a first date, but I would have to get really drunk to sing. So
That could be why I'm single too. Drunk Dina. I don't know.
How about you, Matt? Why do you think you're still single?
why I think I'm still single and why I'm actually still single might be two totally different things. I like to think it's because I've been really career focused and like, which is kind of selfish, right? But I mean, at the same time, like I don't want to lead someone on and say like, hey, we're going to get into this thing and I'm going to be super focused on you when actually like I'm going to spend like all this time writing or whatever. So, but I think, probably if you meet that one person, you'd be willing to sacrifice, kind of everything else.
Exactly.
So I say that, but it's probably
Give them
just
a
because
break.
I just haven't met the person that would,
I can
would tip the
understand, or
balance
maybe
that-
would
yeah,
make,
exactly.
make sense at the time in your life. I think it isn't only who it is that you meet; it's when you meet them.
Yeah.
Completely. I think that's a huge part that has to do with finding the right person.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Well, after all those heavy, in-depth questions, we're gonna take a little bit of a break, guys. Stay tuned. Next up, we have some game time. Do you ever stop and think how many vitamins your body needs in a day? I mean, really stop and think, because there's B vitamins, C vitamins, D vitamins, all the alphabets of all the vitamins. It's a lot to keep track of. So when it comes to only taking 2 pills a day to get all the vitamins you need and to not worry about eating all the kale salads and all the green smoothies in the world, Ritual is an amazing vitamin supplement that can take place for eating all the vegetables known to man. Ritual is the obsessively researched vitamin for women. I'm on the road a lot. I travel constantly with work, and with this podcast, I just have a crazy schedule. And I love just being able to take 2 capsules a day. And also, when you open up the capsule, one of my favorite things is that it smells like mint. So if you're the kind of person like me where it's really difficult to down vitamins in a day, they've just thought of a way to make it like a more enjoyable, an easy experience, a calming experience. Ritual Essential for Women is the multivitamin completely reimagined. From D3 to omega-3, Ritual's Essential for Women helps fill gaps in a woman's diet. Their no nausea capsule design is gentle on an empty stomach. I can't tell you the amount of times when I'm ready to take a vitamin and I can't take it because I have to eat a full meal and it completely throws me off and I forget to take it after I eat the full meal. Ritual is one of those things that you don't have to worry if you eat it on an empty stomach. With Ritual, a subscription is completely easy to start and it's easy to snooze. It's only $1 a day to have all the essential nutrients your body needs delivered every month. No strings attached. Better health does not happen overnight. And right now, Ritual is offering my listeners 10% off during your first 3 months. Fill in the gaps in your diet with Essential for Women, a small step that helps support a healthy foundation for your body. Visit ritual.com/long to start your Ritual today. That's 10% off during your first 3 months at ritual.com/long, LONG. When it comes to beauty products, we have so many choices. So why not ask for more from your favorite brands? I am motivated now more than ever to stick to high quality, amazing products that are both vegan and cruelty-free. That's why I'm so glad I discovered Thrive Cosmetics. All of Thrive Cosmetics' clinically proven ingredients are free of parabens and sulfates. I feel like when it comes to makeup, if I don't want to put it inside of my body, I don't want to put it on my face. When it comes to Thrive Cosmetics, they have completely done the research for you. Gone are the days where you have to see if it's cruelty-free or if there's some crazy chemicals in it. It is free of parabens and sulfates, so you know what you're putting on your face is good quality stuff. My eyelashes are blonde, and it's difficult when you have blonde eyelashes to really showcase them in the best way. And the Thrive Cosmetic Mascara not only darkens my eyelashes, but it also gives like a nice extension feel. And I'm all about that bold mascara, all about those bold eyelashes. Thrive Cosmetics also gives back. Their products are effective in more than just one way. For every product purchased, Thrive Cosmetics donates to help women who are in need. Those causes include emerging from homelessness, surviving domestic abuse, and fighting cancer. So one thing I love about Thrive Cosmetics is that they are giving back as well. So you're also putting good things on your face and things that don't have any crazy chemicals, but you're giving back to women that are in need. Start thriving and help women in need today by going to thrivecosmetics.com/long and enter code LONG for 15% off your first purchase. That's thrivecosmetics.com/long and enter code LONG for 15% off. thrivecosmetics.com/long. I feel like we had a really heavy but really interesting first half of the podcast. But I definitely want to bring up lighten the mood a little bit. We're going to do game time. We're actually going to be doing a debate inspired by one of our contestants, Dina. We are going to do Britney Spears. Is she the best artist of all time? You're going to say yes, and you're going to say no.
Oh,
Matt.
no.
So Dina, why is
I feel like
Britney
Dina's
Spears?
been put in a really tough position.
So Dina, why is Britney Spears an amazing artist?
Well, she comes up with every single thing that she's ever done. Nobody really knows that. She literally has always been driven to do what she's doing now. But I mean, now she's not doing anything right now, but she's taking a break right now. But yeah, she also co-writes all of her songs pretty much. People just don't give Britney enough credit. And I feel like the thing that really drew people to her in the very beginning, she's actually the reason why I believed in my own voice, is because the first time I ever heard her, I thought it was me on the radio because I had recorded myself. Anyways, I'm going. And so anyways, when I saw her music video for Baby One More Time, I just felt her soul and I connected to it because she came up with that concept for that video. So I think you could just tell how much she really cared about what she was singing and everything. And that's why everyone connected to her at that time, which made her... But yeah, loving Britney made me believe in myself.
Oh, she's definitely a very well-known artist, but she went through a rough patch. So Matt, what do you have to say on the other end of it?
Well, I don't know if I'm going to be the best anti-Britney, like, because I mean, I think you've got to have respect for her. I mean, she really did kind of like, she probably was the one who initiated that whole,
but this
late
is a debate,
90s
and your
teen
debate
pop
is
thing.
struggling.
Oh yeah. All right. So all right. On the con side, I guess if I did have a Britney knock, it would be like I don't think she's got the hugest voice. Like her voice is very specific to her. It's not bad. I can't sing. I mean, like, so I'm in no position to be like, well, I do, but like maybe compared to like, say, some of her peers, like Christina Aguilera. Like Christina Aguilera has like this huge voice or whatever. So, like I said, her voice isn't necessarily the hugest, but as a performer though. Yeah, again, no, I'm anti. I'm anti.
What do you have to say? Okay, how about this way? What do you have to say about her difficult years where there was the shaving of the head incident?
The shaving of the head was a little bit like holy cow, like man, fame does that to you. Like, I mean, I guess some people handle fame really well, but
Yeah.
maybe a lot of people don't.
Okay, because you guys are both the nicest people in the world with the debate, we're going to get into some in-depth questions, and I feel like we'll have a little bit of interesting topics with these. So I'm going to be leaving during this, leaving it all to you guys. So without further ado, yeah.
All right.
Go
What are you
for
going
it.
to do?
The questions are they're very serious though. All right, here's another serious question.
We cry.
What trait do you value in yourself that you want people to see?
That I value him. I mean, I think most of my friends say I'm like the most caring person ever. And I will do anything for anyone. Like, I just want everyone to be successful, and like I want everyone to do what they're supposed to do with their life. So I think that that's a trait that I wish I could find in other people that really want to like rise people up and
Yeah.
rise up. What about you?
What about me? I don't know. I like to think that I'm a pretty smart dude or whatever, and so I always like I hope people see that I'm intelligent or whatever. Like I get competitive in like
I could tell you're smart.
bar trivia games, and then when I don't know the answer, then I'm like,
Perfect. Well,
because that's the perfect measure of intelligence is bar trivia games.
Yes.
That's how you can really tell how smart.
and I'm really
is.
bad at trivia because like if I'm on the spot, I will like lose like I don't know what it is. It'll be someone I've known for like 10 years, and I'll like lose their name just because I'm on the spot.
But it'll come to you right after.
Yeah, no, like I would be horrible on Jeopardy. Like that would be the worst. Yeah.
Would you be the one that would just keep clicking the button over and over again?
Yeah,
like
I
this?
would. I'm like I know that, but yeah, I'm better at like I have to like write things down. Like I don't know. I have no filter. But yeah. Yeah. I forgot.
All right, I'm hoping for.
I'm gonna pick one.
Yeah,
Can I pick one in the middle?
Yeah, go from the middle.
I
I
don't
think
know.
we're doing
Kendall?
whatever we want here.
Kendall, what would you do if you were invisible for a day?
Now we're talking. Now we've got it. This is a good. What would I do if I was invisible for a day? Gosh. Okay. I guess there's a few things that I would do if I was invisible for a day. One, I mean, I would hope that the day would fall on like Super Bowl Sunday or NBA championship or college football championship, like because I'm going. Like,
yeah, you could just go in.
I'm just going.
That would
I'm
be
going
amazing.
to go to whatever I want to go to. So if there's a concert I couldn't afford to get into or couldn't get a ticket to, if there's a game, I'm going. And I'm going to go onto the field.
Yeah.
Going onto the field as Invisible Man. That I'm going to do. Other invisible person things that I would want to do. I mean, I like to think of myself as, fairly altruistic, but clearly I'm going to spy on people. I mean, I think if you're invisible, you're going to spy on somebody. Like, man, gosh, there's probably a lot of people I'd like to spy on, like in the government or whatever. Like,
Right.
I'd spy on people. All right.
And then it would just
There we
be
go.
really sad, like to find out what people are doing. I would do the same thing. I would literally go to probably like recording studios that I need to be a part of and just like see what's going on. Like I would find like artists I love and like listen to them make their music. And
Would you just sing background behind them without them knowing that you
I'd
were
be
there?
like, hey, it's me. No, but I don't know. That would be cool just to kind of like learn, like see everything that they're doing and maybe like go to their meetings with them.
Which artist would it be? If there was only time in the day for the one artist to be invisible sneaking in, who would it be?
I mean, I would love to see I would love to work with Britney Spears, but I would love to like see how she makes her songs and all that. But I think it would just be cool to go to meetings with an up and coming artist, like
as an
maybe
invisible
Ariana
person.
Grande. Like I would just like go to her meetings and like figure out what's going on, and then I can contact her people the right way.
It might be depressing.
I know
It might be depressing
It
to
is
be in there.
depressing. Yeah, like celebrities are depressing for sure. Like I don't. If I get invited to a celebrity's house, I'm like, no, I don't want to go there. It's not fun.
But that's why I think
It's
it's super safe to like be invisible and sneak into whatever event you
Yeah,
want to go
concerts or just anything like that. Yeah, and that's
to.
exactly
Go back
what I would
behind
do.
there and help yourself to
Yeah.
dodge a dog. All right, so I'm going from the middle. I'm going in the middle too. Invisible question was in the middle. I'm going in the middle. You know what? Nope, not doing that one. I'm just gonna pick.
It's like who died?
Oh. Okay, this one's kind of interesting. Have you ever had a reoccurring nightmare? And if so, what was it about?
Reoccurring nightmare. Oh, yes. I have this one where so my last year in college or my last semester, it was like there was this one class I had never went to. I would only go unless when we had tests. I have a dream about this class all the time that I didn't graduate college, which why does it really matter now? Like, I'm not really using my bachelor's, but it's like I have this dream that I literally didn't graduate, that it's coming back. They're like, Dina, you didn't graduate school. You didn't go to this class. And it's like the most stressful dream of my life.
What do you think it's about?
It's because like I didn't go to that class.
No, but like, what's the...
I think just the stress of school. It was stressful, like tests and like...
And it's still haunting you now.
Yeah. Like,
what school did you go to? You went to Tennessee?
University of Tennessee.
Oh, you're a volunteer.
Yeah.
Sorry about your football team.
It's terrible right now. It's really sad.
That's rough.
It's really sad.
That's rough.
Yeah, no, I think it's just like with school, I had to really try really hard. Like I made really good grades, but like I was really hard on myself all the time. Like I had to like really study. So so that was the thing. Yeah.
Have you ever heard about the sleep paralysis dreams?
I have those too.
All right, so it's not I don't know that I've ever had a reoccurring dream, but I had that happen twice.
The little like furry man that comes.
Well, so here's I don't know about the furry man. I didn't have the furry man.
It's like a demon.
I heard that there is like some sort of apparition that appears in these. But in mine, I had this apartment where in my room there was my bed, and at the foot of the bed was my closet door. And I often left my closet door open, like I didn't really care, whatever. But in the sleep paralysis dream, it was like I woke up. So the dream was happening in my bedroom at night, which is where I was at. And I think that's partly what makes them so crazy. And I was in my bed and I looked down, and inside my closet was this little boy, like just standing there looking back at me.
That wasn't a dream.
And it's like, and so he was there. And I couldn't move, like his sleep paralysis dream. Like I feel like I'm awake.
Yeah, it's
terrifying. And then the little boy started walking out of the closet and started walking all the way up to like right here by my head. And when he got to my head was when I woke up. And it was one of those like wake ups where you're like sweating and like kicking your blankets off. And it was crazy. No. So like all those documentaries on sleep paralysis, I'm like totally
It's
into
awful
those
because like you can't move. But then I just saw a furry demon, so that wasn't that cool.
I don't know which is scarier, just creepy little boy or furry demon.
Yeah,
I haven't seen a furry demon
I've seen it
yet.
3 times. I don't like it.
Oh my
Each
God.
time, yeah.
It was always the furry demon?
Yeah.
He looks like a dude or he looks like an animal?
It's a little furry demon.
Maybe it wasn't a little boy. Maybe it was a little furry demon.
Maybe, but now I have a little light on, so...
Oh, you leave the light on now?
A little bit, yeah. Yeah, just... I think if it's pitch black, maybe that's what it was, but... Oh, okay. Hold on. How many... We do all of them?
You have more than I do.
Compare the person you were 10 years ago to who you are now.
Oh.
Oh.
I feel like I'm the same me, but hopefully less stupid. Like that's right? About as far as I've come. Like, financial situation is somewhat similar, and it's just hopefully I'm just smarter. I don't know, guys. I don't know what our deal is. I really do buy into the whole we don't mature as fast as women. Like,
yeah, no, especially in LA.
Yeah, I feel like I made a lot of bad life choices. Like, not horrible. Like, I didn't send my life in flames off a cliff. I don't think yet. But no, just like you think you get it, but you don't get it. And
no, I think like in like your early 20s, like which 10 years ago I was. I feel like you're always scared to be like 25. You're like, oh my God, I thought my life was over if I wasn't famous, is what I thought by the time I was 21. I literally thought like my life was going to be over. Now I don't even really want to be famous, but you know what I mean? Like that's what I thought. So I think 10 years ago, I just really had this idea of I felt so old. I thought like everything was going to be done. And then you realize, okay. And I had these fears. And when my fears came true, now I'm not afraid of anything. So it's like it really took that to really change everything. So
it's so funny though. Like because I was kind of the same way in that I thought the first book that I wrote was going to be like a bestseller or whatever. I mean, and you don't know what you don't know. Like you don't until you like get into the world and you realize like
right.
Man, that's like really hard, like super hard. Like roll of the dice. Like even for people who are really good,
yeah, at least you did it.
That kind of thing is really hard. But it is funny to think back at like all those ridiculous expectations that we put on ourselves.
Oh yeah,
like,
I thought if I was an extra on a TV show that I would be given like a main role, and that was like my career, and then I could do music after that. That's like literally what I thought. like ridiculous. So yeah, I just think now I see life completely differently. I do not want to be the person I was 10
Or like
years
when I was
ago.
in high school, like I was like, oh, sure,
I
I'll
was
be
an
married by
idiot.
the time I'm 28. Like, yeah.
Oh yeah, for
yeah,
sure.
yeah,
I'll be rich then.
totally.
I
Gonna
do
have a
have
house
this
and-
disorder. I do think I'm rich. Like
You
I
just believe that you're rich?
yes, I've had it my whole. Yeah, it's really
What
weird.
happens in those moments when you realize that you're not rich?
Well, I wake up and it's like, oh, you have negative 200 in your bank. And you're like, oh,
Okay.
but I'm driving a new car. This does not make sense.
That is an interesting disorder. I think you're not the alone in that disorder, though.
Yeah.
There's a lot of people with that disorder.
Hi, we missed you.
Yeah, thank you. We're going to take a little bit of a break, and when we come back, we're going to get back to honesty time. So it's all coming back.
I feel like
been
we've
lying
been in
the whole
honesty time.
time.
Oh, great.
Well,
Yeah,
even more
my
honesty
name
time.
is-
This is the most honest of the honesty time.
More honest.
All right, we'll be back.
Honesty time.
So overall, I feel like things are going pretty good. You guys definitely are the most talkative group
Oh.
that I've ever had in
Oh,
a podcast
really?
studio. Yeah. So when you first saw Matt, what was your first impression?
I thought he was really cute. Can you hear me out there? It's
No, he
awkward.
can't. This is all confidential.
Oh yeah, I
Until
I
it
was like,
airs.
oh, he's really handsome. Yeah, that's what I thought.
Is he normally like the type that you would date or go for?
Yeah, I feel like I don't really have a type, honestly. But yeah, I feel, yeah, he seems really cool. I like him.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, is there during the
Do we get
conversation
married
of what-
after this? No.
Yes, we're going straight to Vegas, getting married. That is when you say you're down to date, you're actually down to get married. So
Yeah. We could just change the podcast.
yeah, we're gonna do some wedding bells.
I love
back here.
weddings.
Yeah, me too. Actually, I love weddings. I've been to a lot.
Yeah, I like to be in them. I was born to be a bridesmaid.
Yeah.
you
Like
know?
during the course of the podcast, were there any like red flags that you heard?
He said he likes trivia, and I
Ooh.
don't really like trivia. I'm not gonna
Yeah.
lie. 'Cause
That's a deal breaker.
But it's not it's fine. A lot of people like trivia. I just told him that I'm really bad at trivia. And the only things that like are different than me that I feel are like he likes sports and he likes trivia. I don't like sports. But I can go to a game and eat a hot dog, so it's fine.
I think games are fun. Like
I
you
like
know?
games. But yeah, those are the only things I could say that like seem different. But yeah, I think it's cool that he writes because I write. I've written a children's book that I haven't published yet. But
Really, I didn't know
Yeah.
that. That's so great.
yeah, no, like I've always like I literally have written books since I was like really young, so like that's something that's really cool. But yeah, he seems cool. I could be down to date.
Oh, okay. We'll
Could
keep the
be.
mystery. We'll keep
We're
the
not
mystery. Yes, we're not sure. So at the end of this, we're going to be saying, "Are you down to date or not?" with a little flashcard. What do you think Matt's gonna say?
He'll probably be scared and he'll be like, "No, this girl
Really?
loves karaoke and like she's gonna like make me sing karaoke."
I feel like he might love your eccentric nature.
I don't know. We'll see. I mean,
The mystery is still
I'm
alive.
just an open book, you know? Like, that's how I am always. So that's the thing. It's like what you get now, like, is what you always get, you know? Like, I don't, yeah. Most people on first dates, like, don't spill everything. But I'm like, yeah. It's just,
I think that's what this podcast is all about.
I
It's
love
about
that.
like spilling everything on the first date or the first meeting. So it really is about trying to get more of an in-depth conversation
that,
going, because I
yeah.
feel like everyone's so afraid to express
Exactly.
everything about them. And I love that you talked about your mom, and I love that you talked about your struggles, because that's what makes you you. And you don't have any
Exactly.
fear with that, you know, and that's what I admire about you. I don't see any fear behind anything you go through. So
well, thank you.
yeah. All right, we're going to bring Matt in, and we're also going to interview him, and then we're going to see if you guys are both down to date.
Oh, my God.
Get ready.
Honesty time.
So what was your first impression of Dina when she came in?
Wow, I mean, it's so weird because I guess normally when you go on a date, like, you know a little bit about the person. So, but she seemed, she's good looking, like, she seemed nice, like, and then when she sang though,
Right off the
like
bat.
right off the bat,
That
no
was, like, the
hesitation,
first.
and that kind of blew me away a little bit. Like, because she was like, "Oh, I'm have insecurities, I'm shy," and then she's just like, "Oh," saying, I was like,
Right?
"Wow, holy cow!" So I was impressed by the fact that she was just willing to like put herself out there and sing, and she's very open to have conversation, even about things that were, really hard. And so I'd say definitely intriguing. Maybe I'll use the word intriguing.
Yeah.
She's intriguing.
The question is, are you a Britney fan?
I had a crush on Britney Spears when I was a teenager. I thought she was.
Who didn't though? I feel like I had a crush on Britney Spears.
That Baby One More Time video is like, you're like, wow, that's
the schoolgirl.
That's all. Yeah, totally.
Yeah.
But no, I'm not a huge Britney fan. But
no, I mean,
but
rock fan.
Oh yeah,
yeah.
I like the rock and roll.
But like the rock version of "Hit Me, Baby, One More Time."
I'm sure somebody's done it.
I'm sure there's probably so many remakes
Someone's probably done
of Britney songs. So I mean, was the karaoke intimidating? Do you feel like?
Oh my God, I don't even know what I would do. I'm the worst singer.
What would your song be? Like, what would your go-to song be in karaoke?
Gosh, what would my go-to karaoke song? Someone, I don't know. It would probably, I don't know. Maybe like Tom Petty or something that's sing-alongy. So like I can get people singing along and then I can drown it. That's right. As long as they're drowning me out, that's the goal.
We were just saying that Tequila would be the best song.
Tequila would be the best drink before
tequila, and then you sing the song
there,
Tequila,
and then sing Tequila.
Like Pee Wee Herman, where you go like pointing to your front and the back.
I do. You know what? I'd probably do that before I would sing. That would probably be
dancing,
and then just say Tequila.
But at the end of this, there is going to be "Are you down to date or not?" What do you think Dina's going to say? Do you think she's going to be down?
I think she would be down for at least a second date.
Okay.
Like I don't think she's going to be like, he's the one,
Yeah.
but I think she'd be down to go out at least one more time. Yeah.
Why not?
Yeah.
Why not?
I think so. They'd be completely overconfident.
All right, well, we're going to bring Dina in and we're going to see if you guys are both down to date.
All right.
Are you ready?
Find out.
Drum roll.
Drum roll.
All right, so this is a faithful time when we find out if both of you guys are down to date or not. Wow. I just butchered that entire ending. To see if you guys are down to date or not, in front of you is a flashcard. One side says down, one side says not. On the count of 3, I'm going to ask you guys to reveal the side to your respected cameras and also speak inside the mic and say if you are down to date. So on the count of 3, I'm going to ask you guys if you are down to date. Are you guys ready?
Ready.
All right. 1, 2, 3.
I'd be down.
Oh,
yeah.
okay.
I'd be down.
Double down. Okay, we have a double downer.
Double down.
Wow.
This is good. So what was it, Dina, about Matt that made you want to go on a second date?
He just seems genuine and smart and cool. You seem like you get life. You either get life or you don't. I feel like you do. Like I don't know. I'm bad at this question. Yeah, he just seems really cool. I don't know.
How about you, Matt?
Well, I was impressed by the courage. Like you got out there and sang, and so like you're willing to kind of put yourself out there, and that kind of thing always. I mean, that always impresses me. And and again, like I know we say like we were teasing about being nice, but no, you seem nice. Like you're like a nice person. Like you're not going to be like
criteria, kindness.
A jerk on the on the first or second date or whatever. Which and you have nice eyes. So
thank you.
My question is the first date going to be karaoke?
Well, I guess not. I am a karaoke DJ on Wednesday
will go. Just
night.
don't expect me to sing.
Okay, if you guys do karaoke, I want video proof of the karaoke.
Well, I thought she was coming on our first date.
I'll
so,
go.
Yeah.
Okay, I'll go.
Right.
We'll do it's a duet.
Bring your guy with you.
Double date karaoke.
Yes, I host karaoke. That's what I do one night a week.
All right.
I'm completely down. I would love to see Joe sing.
Oh, she's down. So you needed to turn up your card. Like she's down for our karaoke date.
All right. Well, thank you guys so much for being here, Matt, Dina. Thank you for being vulnerable on the podcast. I always love when people can be truthfully themselves and not be afraid to kind of like say things that are sometimes scary to talk about, especially that question jar that got really in depth.
Yeah, right.
That was intense.
Yes, very intense. All right, thank you, Matt. Thank you, Dina, for coming on the podcast. Make sure if you guys like this video, don't be afraid to rate, review, subscribe, share with all your friends. We absolutely love hearing what you guys think. And until next time, this has been Down to Date with Kendall Long.